This is Unit 1, Lesson 10, Activity 10.3. And what we're trying to do here is find areas of triangles by finding bases and heights. Using everything that we've learned before, the formula, area equals 1/2 base times height, and how we find bases and how we find heights. For part A, I've got this right triangle. I might as well use the bottom as the base and this side on the right as the height, because they're already perpendicular to each other. So if I do some writing here, I've got to talk about my base and how many squares that is. So if you do a count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Base equals 9. And I can do the same thing on the side and do a count, and I get 5. Height equals 5. Oops. There we go. All right, so now it is time to talk about area. So I'm going to do a calculation here at the bottom. And let's make things just a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. When I find area, area is supposed to be equal to 1/2. I'm using the asterisk here on my keyboard instead of the dot because it's just easier to find. You can do this too if you're typing things in. 1/2 times the base, which is 9, times 5. So what does that equal to? Well, 9 times 5 is 45. If I divide 45 by 2, well, dividing 40 by 2 gives me 20. Dividing 5 by 2 gives me 2.5. This is going to be 22 and a half. Let's go ahead and say what we're measuring in square units. So in this example, it was really important that we found a base and a height. They were easy to find because I already had two sides that were perpendicular to each other. And then when I do that, use my formula. Here I am on part B. Looking at this triangle, I've got 3 sides, but there's only one side where I can easily count the length. And that's the top here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all the way to the end there. So that's what I have to use as my base. I can't use another thing another side because I just can't count what's going on. So base equals 11. All right, so how do I find the height? Well, I need to go from my base, which is here, to the opposite vertex over here, and I need to draw something perpendicular. So it looks like I'm going to have to draw things outside the triangle. So let me add some lines here. So a line that goes there, and then another line that extends the base. Right there, because they meet at a right angle. And so now I'm counting over here the height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Height equals 8. Okay, so with all that in mind, it is now time to find the area. And again, let's make sure that things stand out so you can see this easily. My area equals 1/2 times my base, which was 11, times my height, which is 8. And what we get there, well, 8 times 11 is 88. Half of that is really easy to find. That is 44 square units. Okay, this time when we found the height, it was outside of my triangle. That's fine. As long as I can draw something where I can see a right angle, I'm good. Okay, for part C. Triangle, there's only one side I can use where I can find the length right over here. So even though it's not on the bottom, it's still my base. So I've got a base equal to 4. Now, once I've done that, here's my opposite vertex. Way over there, I need to draw a line that's going to be perpendicular to the base or a line extending the base. So it's going to be way over here. Okay, let's draw my line. It's going to start here, go all the way over to there, and then from, oh, my apologies, and then it's going to go down like that. Whoop, kicked my tripod. All right, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Height is equal to 18. Okay, we've got a base and a height, so it is now time to go through and find area. We've got some large numbers in this case. So when I say my area has to be equal to, there's that 1/2 we always have, times my base, which was 4, times my height, which is 18. Now, there's a couple different ways that you can do this. I think it's a good idea to take 1/2 of 4. 1/2 of 4 is 2. 2 times 18 is equal to 36 square units. Okay, another example, where to find the height, we had to draw a line that was outside the triangle, but still perpendicular to the base, or a line extending the base. Our last example is this triangle. Again, I've got 3 sides, but there's only one side, this side over here, where I can actually count how many squares that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I better use that as my base. Okay, when I'm looking at the opposite vertex, it's there, I need to draw that line right there, because that's going to meet the base in a perpendicular angle. All right, in a right angle, I should say. Angles aren't perpendicular. Lines are perpendicular to each other. So here's my line right there. Those 2 lines or line segments are perpendicular. We do a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. And we label that height. Okay, this time the height was inside. Good. Okay, so now it's area time. So my area is, once again, I hope that you are just getting tired of this. I really am, because that means you're starting to know the formula and you know what's happening. So my area has to be the 1/2 times the base times the height. My base is 6 and my height is 11. 6 times 11 is 66. Half of that is 33. 33 square units. Notice every time we did this, same formula, 1/2 base times height. Same picture for the height. It has to be some line segment that is perpendicular to the base that reaches the opposite vertex.